We have our first finalist at DreamHack Open Leipzig, and that's obviously Luminosity. I have the coach Zeus right beside me, and we're going to talk about the two best of threes that you played since I last spoke with Fallen yesterday. So first off, that was against FaZe, and it was really one-sided compared to the first matchup that you had in the initial round. So, like, was there anything that you did that that made you win that comfortably, or was it just FaZe not showing up at all?
Actually, I think it's a combination of both. Yesterday, we had a really off day in everything. We weren't feeling it as a team. We weren't really hot as people. We had just traveled from Belarus here, and we just couldn't get into the game. We weren't in the spirit of the tournament yet. We weren't as communicative as we were. Yeah. We didn't have as much fun as we're used to. We're usually such a hype team that we like to have fun with each other, and everything was off. And today and yesterday, FaZe was on point. Today they weren't as much on point, and as everybody saw, we came back to our regular style. We started hitting the shots, playing as a team, and I think that's what made the game relatively easy for us.
So it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like Fallen is like a calming figure in the team that like makes sure that it doesn't get out of control whenever there's a bad round or a bad call or something like that. So is that true? Is that Fallen just staying behind the team as the true leader?
Yeah, everybody has their part, but Fallen's the rock of the team. There's no denying it. He's the guy that always tries to keep people never getting overhyped, since we're such a momentum team. He always tries to keep us calm. He's saying round by round, only focus on this map. Don't think of the next match. Don't think of anything. Just focus on this right now. So he helps out a lot. And besides that, with his amazing hopping skills and in-game leading, I mean, he's the full package, I guess.
All right. So second match, that was obviously now. Starting on the first map, I was actually the more comfortable one. So let's get over to the overpass one, which was like back and forth towards the middle of it. There was a lot of crazy rounds, so it's obviously hard to analyze that. But like, what made you lose those some of those rounds that you probably weren't supposed to, maybe?
I guess a little overconfidence, a little cheekiness. We try to get the pick sometimes to try to give that comfortable lead, and we take it, and there's no taking credit. They hit some amazing shots as well on us, and when you're in a less favorable position, they know how to take advantage of it. They know how to rotate the map. They know how to get inside your minds. They're an amazing team, so that's what made us lose. We didn't lose per se. I'd say they won those rounds. As for the rounds that we won, it was so back and forth. We also took the rounds that we weren't supposed to. And I guess that's how the game goes with us. It's never easy between us and them, man.
So I noticed that there was a couple rounds where coldzera got a little bit overconfident, as you said. He maybe peaked a little too hard that he wasn't supposed to. Was that something that you noticed throughout the game, that you talked to some of the players? Was that something you talked about throughout the game?
But before the match, we spoke and we said, if you feel confident, go for it. We're not going to question you. And he went for it. So it's not his fault. He was feeling at that moment. Maybe he didn't get the kill, but maybe he got the information for us, which is what happened a lot. And he also came back really hard with some amazing CZ shots. I think like one triple kill, one 4-kill in less like 10 seconds. He played in the crucial rounds. He did his job more than enough. And I guess he really helped us out to win this game, especially in Overpass, man. That was one of the most amazing matches I've ever played.
Nice. So talking about you coaching the team a little bit, I've noticed in your interviews that you're kind of a vocal coach as opposed to some other coaches that other teams have. How much of a say do you actually have, like in the actual calls that Fallen makes? Maybe how much do you and Fallen work together to do the strategical point of view?
I like to think that I help out a lot. Fallen is the in-game leader. He makes most of the calls, but I'm always giving my opinion to him. I always try to give him the feedback that I have, what I study of the teams, what I know. Like against FaZe, we noticed that they were keeping back on the side, and we didn't know how to against SK. Sorry, they were holding back. So I knew that Fallen wasn't getting a good read at that exact moment. So I was able to help get that round, and things go from there. Against Astralis now, they're pretty hard team to read. We were pretty much synced on that, thank God. At the pause, but like you said, with the back and forth rounds, we just needed to calm down. So after the pause, I told them calm down. I explained what we had already talked to before, that they had 2 setups going on all the time. And after that, we stopped trading the rounds. So I help out a lot. I help with the strats. I help with the calls when I can. Most of the time it's Fallen, but one of the funnest parts about my job, I try to create new things for them that nobody's seen. And it's been putting in those hard hour works that make my job worthwhile. I feel like I'm a sixth member of this team, not just an out-game coach like a lot of the coaches are nowadays. I think they need to try to update themselves quite a bit.
So what about the like doing analysis before the events, before how much work do you put in before events? How much do you actually watch the other teams as opposed to like Fallen, for example?
Being completely honest, we try not to watch that much. There was a time where we tried anti-strategy and stuff like that before I even joined the team, and I tried that on my team, and he tried it with LG at the time. It doesn't work so much because you get out of what you're used to. So nowadays, he doesn't analyze as much. He knows from playing. I analyze, but I don't try to see their strats. I see their basic setups, and I try to find one or two flaws in their setup that we can explore to get that first kill. And that's what makes, I guess, the difference in some of those key rounds. Yeah.
So one of the last things in this kind of area is the timeouts that you guys take, and it seems like you always take them in the crucial moments. You never let the other team take over too much. You just like lose 2-3 rounds in a key moment, and then you hit the pause. So is that your call? Is that like the whole team together? Who is behind that basically?
Pauses are my calls, but like I said, most of the time, me and Fallen are on point. I'm like, pause. He's already typing it. So okay. there's a consensus about it. It's my call, but it's a team call at the same time.
All right. So up ahead, last question is going to be Dignitas or Na'Vi. Obviously, most people would assume Na'Vi to go through, and everybody's kind of rooting for that matchup since you have five series behind you against each other, 4 of which Na'Vi won. You won the last one. So does that maybe bring a little more confidence into that matchup, seeing as you did win the last series over them?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't count Dignitas out. I know that Na'Vi are the favorites. I think that they'll probably get through if things don't get out of the uncommon, unless KJB goes nuts. And like, there are many series behind, but with this new lineup, I like to remember that there's only 1-1. We won the best of 3, and they won 2 against us on ESCL ESCA. So we're pretty much 1-1. Let's see if they make it. Let's see who comes out in this new rivalry now.
So what do you think about the matchup overall? Like, what do you think makes it so exciting? It seems like it is the most exciting rivalry of the present. Basically, there's no other 2 teams that actually have the same kind of rivalry that always go toe to toe, and there's always no clear winner until the very end.
Na'Vi is always a fun match. They have that methodical slow play style. We're trying to mix it up a bit, and it seems lately everyone's conspiring against us. They put us in the same group, so we always get the same crossing. But it's fun, man. I think it's good for the scene, especially for us, to have that rivalry, because it makes us want to be that little bit much better, do better than last time. And that's what's been helping us a lot. They're a clear part of what helps us get better every day, and to be in the position that we're at now, second final, a few semifinals, we're getting good, man.
Yeah, definitely getting much better. Obviously, a lot of good achievements, and then that's now at least the second place. Obviously, depending on how the grand final goes tomorrow. Okay, so that was Coach Zeus from Luminosity. We're gonna get back to you and with the other matchup, which is gonna be Dignitas and Na'Vi, as we talked about it. So stay tuned to HLTV.org.